Once upon a time, in the city of Enugu, Tonye had married Sylvester, a high school sweetheart, immediately after completing teacher's college. Sylvester had just returned from the city, his shoulders slumped from 5 long years of serving his oga without settlement. He came back home empty-handed, save for a suitcase full of worn clothes and a heart full of dreams that had refused to die. Tonye, who had waited for him all those years, had grown tired of waiting. You must have a city girl that's taking care of you, Abby, she would cry over the phone, tears glistening down her bony cheeks. So, you've forgotten me here in the village, eh, Sylvester? You've forgotten all your promises. Sylvester would sigh deeply, rubbing his temples. Tonye, I never forgot you. I just need to stand first. I can't come and marry you empty-handed. Stand? You've been standing since. I am tired of your standing, she would snap before hanging up, crying herself to sleep. When Sylvester finally got a small loan to buy a keke napep, he didn't wait another month. He came home, greeted her father with a bag of rice, and married Tonye. The village women clapped and sang. Finally, the lover birds had settled. Life in Port Harcourt wasn't what Tonye had imagined. The small one-bedroom apartment in Rumokoro was hot and always smelled of kerosene. But Tonye was happy. At least she could now look in the mirror and call herself a city wife. Soon, the once skinny Tonye, who had been mocked in the village as Bonbon, began to feel out. Her hips softened, her cheeks rounded, and her arms grew fleshy. Is this me? She would whisper to her reflection, twirling before the cracked mirror, her wrapper swishing around her thighs. Oh God, see fine woman. Sylvester would chuckle from the bed. Half asleep, not so life, sweet rich. Go, Joe, she replied, smiling coyly. You're just jealous. But Tonye's new appetite came with a cost. She ate like a queen, always craving something. Fried plantain, suya, milk, soft drinks. Sylvester's small keke income couldn't keep up. He took another loan, then another, just to feed his wife endless cravings. When Tonye got pregnant, she became unstoppable. She ate anything she could smell, sending Sylvester out at night for roasted corn or fresh fish pepper soup. Tonye, it's midnight, he would protest, exhausted from a full day of driving. If you love your baby, you will go, she would snap. One hand on her round belly. You want your child to come out hungry? In church, Tonye always sat near mothers carrying plump babies. She would find an excuse to carry them, giggling as she bounced them on her lap. See this baby, she would say to the other women. So chubby. I must tap this kind of anointing, oh. They would laugh, unaware that Tonye's envy was real. 9 long months later, Tonye gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl. They named them Prosper and Progress. The babies were big and rosy, and Tonye nearly burst with pride, but her joy was short-lived. Within months, the babies began to shrink, their once round cheeks hollowing out. Tonye and neighbor Mama Bisi said one afternoon, peering over the fence, these children are getting lean, oh. You know they give them breast milk, you know they give them food. I'm breastfeeding them, Tonye replied proudly. Breast milk is the best. It makes children big and healthy. All this artificial food are nonsense. She breastfed them for 2 years straight, ignoring advice from everyone, even Sylvester. Tonye, the children need solid food, he said gently one evening. You that didn't even have breast milk as a child, you want to teach me how to feed children? She shot back. I beg, leave me. But the day little Progress bit her nipple with her tiny teeth. Tonye screamed so loud that the neighbors came running. Blood, oh, my breast, oh, she cried, clutching herself. That was the last day she ever breastfed the twins. Soon, the twins began to crave sweet things, sweets, biscuits. Each time, they followed their mother to Mama Bisi's kiosk. Their small fingers would point eagerly. Mama twins, it be like say these children want biscuit too. Mama Bisi would tease. Don't mind them, Tonye would say, flipping her braids. They won't eat it. The twins' eyes would fill with tears, but what nobody knew was that Tonye believed only rich people's food could make her children fat. Chocolate, Milo, Bonvitas, those were fat foods. Cheap biscuit and curry was poor man poison. So she would buy 2 sachets of Cocoa Pops and share between the twins while she herself devoured rice, meat, and chilled Fanta on the side. Sometimes she bought bread and tea for one person while yelling at the twins, "Drink your cereal! You want to be fat like me, Abby?" But the children didn't fatten up. They were the skinniest among their peers, their uniforms hanging loosely from their shoulders. Whenever Tonye saw chubby children on the road, she would sigh dramatically. "See this fine boy," she would say, pinching the child's cheek. "His mother is trying. I wish mine were like this." Tonye was a known gossip in the compound. Every afternoon, after dropping the twins at nursery school, she would head straight to Mama Biss's shop to join the circle of women under the umbrella. "Have you people heard?" she would begin, voice loud enough for everyone to hear. "That woman upstairs, her husband didn't sleep at home last night." The women would gasp, "Tonye, you don't start again." Mama Bissy would laugh. Sylvester hated it. "Tonye, you are always out gossiping," he scolded one evening. "You don't even cook before I come back," she hissed loudly, clapping her hands. "So? Because I married you, I should die inside this house, Abby? Did you buy me with rope?" He shook his head. Too tired to argue, she controlled the money she made from small tutoring jobs, refusing to contribute a kobo to household expenses. "That's your duty as a man," she would say each time he complained. "Don't disgrace me before people." When the twins turned 5, they could speak in full sentences and knew what hunger felt like. "Mommy, can we drink Gary with you?" Progress asked one hot afternoon. Tonye was sipping her Gary quietly, the ice clicking against her cup. "No," she said sharply. "Gary will spoil your eyes. Go and drink your cereal." "But Mommy," Prosper began. "I said no," she barked. The twins went quiet. Their neighbor Osaro saw everything. He often babysat when Tonye went to gossip. One afternoon, she left the twins with him, promising to return in 30 minutes. She didn't come back for 3 hours. Osaro poured himself a big plate of gari with milk, sugar and groundnut. The children stared, eyes wide, saliva pooling in their mouths. "You want?" he asked teasingly. "Yes," they chorused. He laughed softly. "Okay, but it's our little secret. Your mommy mustn't hear." Oh. They nodded eagerly, giggling as they dug in. That was how their secret Gary feast began. Every time Tonye left, they ran straight to Uncle Saro's room. Slowly, the children began to fill out, cheeks rounder, arms plumper. Tonye was delighted. "Finally, my children are gaining weight," she boasted one day. "My prayers are working." But her happiness didn't last. One evening, Tonye came home earlier than usual. The house was unusually quiet. Then, she heard the sound of a spoon clicking against the plate. She rushed in and froze. There was Prosper sitting on the floor, downing a big bowl of Gary as if he had found paradise. "Gary!" she screamed. "Prosper, who gave this to you? You can't even reach where I kept it." Prosper dropped his bowl, terrified. "Mommy, where's your sister?" Tonye yelled, eyes blazing. "In Uncle Osaro's room," he stammered. Tonye stormed out and banged on Osaro's door. "Osaro, come out now!" Osaro emerged, wiping his hands. Behind him was little Progress, Gary all over her mouth like a white mustache. Despite her anger, Tonye almost laughed. "You have been feeding my children Gary behind my back," she shouted. "Do you want to blind them for me?" "Mama twins, calm down," Osaro tried to explain. "The children, don't tell me to calm down," she snapped. "Mommy," Prosper interrupted timidly. "Not only Gary, Uncle Saro gives us biscuits and yummy food too." "Don't I give you yummy food?" she barked. The twins looked at each other and in unison said, "No." For the first time, Tonye's voice failed her. She stood there trembling, caught between shame and anger, as Osaro stared silently, pity in his eyes. The truth was plain. Her children were starving under her nose while she fed her pride. Thank you so much for watching to this point, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the story as much as I enjoyed making it. What do you think about Tonye's approach to getting her children fat? What do you think about parents that think certain foods are for certain classes of individuals in the society? Tell me if you know somebody that either wants their children to become skinnier or fatter, and how is that going for them? And as always, I'll see you in my next video. Bye, besties. Mwah.